You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 25th of February. Madhya Pradesh CM Mohan Yadav hails overwhelming response to state's investor summit. Amid USAID controversy, Bangladesh official claims funds bypassed government channels. And Taliban detains 2 Britons, Chinese American in Afghanistan. And now for all the details. As the curtains close on MP Global Investor Summit 2025 in Bhopal, Chief Minister Mohan Yadav has expressed overwhelming confidence in the event's impact. From boosting infrastructure to empowering farmers, youth and women, he has termed the summit a game changer, setting the tone for Madhya Pradesh's ambitious future. Take a look.
With the Global Investor Summit concluding in Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Mohan Yadav has hailed the overwhelming response to the Invest MP Global Investor Summit 2025, calling it a game changer for the state's economic landscape. Speaking to ANI, Yadav said, "This is the right time to build on Madhya Pradesh's natural strengths and emphasize that hosting a Global Investor Summit was the key to the state's progress." He added that by capitalizing on these opportunities and leveraging its robust systems, Madhya Pradesh is becoming stronger. The summit, held in the capital city of Bhopal, attracted leading industrialists, global investors, and diplomats from over 60 countries, reinforcing Madhya Pradesh's growing stature as an investment hub.
के चलता हूँ कि जो हमने कल्पना की थी निश्चित रूप से उससे अच्छा रिस्पांस हमको आ रहा है और जिस ढंग से हमारे परमात्मा ने प्रकृति ने जो मध्य प्रदेश को दिया है ये सही समय आया है कि हम उसको सबके बीच में ले जाएं और एक तरह से उन सारी चीज़ों का प्रदेश की बेहतरी के लिए युवाओं किसान महिला गरीब सबकी बेहतरी के लिए इसको यही तरीका था जिसमें हमको ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट हो रीजनल इंडस्ट्री समिट हो अपनी व्यवस्थाओं के बलबूते पर इन अवसरों को बनाते हुए मध्य प्रदेश को समर्थ बनाए सामर्थ्यशाली बनाए समृद्ध बनाए.
Madhya Pradesh's success story is inspiring other states to adopt similar strategies to attract investments. On Tuesday, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Advantage Assam 2.0 Investment and Infrastructure Summit. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister Modi reiterated India's target of producing 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen annually by 2030. Reinforcing the country's ambition to become a global hub for sustainable energy. He further stated that despite global uncertainty, experts remain confident about India's growth. The summit saw participation from business leaders and delegations from Japan, Malaysia, Australia, Bhutan, and Germany, positioning Assam as a strategic gateway for investments into Southeast Asia.
साथियों, आज हम सभी वैश्विक परिस्थितियों को बहुत बारीकी से देख रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं. ये ग्लोबल अनसर्टेनिटी के बीच भी दुनिया के तमाम एक्सपर्ट्स उनके भीतर एक बात को लेकर सर्टेनिटी है और वो सर्टेनिटी है भारत के तेज ग्रोथ को लेकर.
A day after India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar cautioned Bangladesh leaders over comments against New Delhi, Bangladesh Interim Foreign Affairs Advisor Touhid Hossain stated that Dhaka seeks ties with India based on mutual respect and reciprocal interest. Earlier this week, Jaishankar at an event questioned various comments made against India by members of Bangladesh interim government, calling them absolutely ridiculous. He added that one cannot claim to want good relations with India while simultaneously blaming New Delhi for everything that goes wrong in Bangladesh. Reacting to his remarks, Hossain said the issue is a matter for both sides. Highlighting anti-Bangladesh rhetoric from Indian leaders, he stated that India must decide what kind of relationship it wants with Bangladesh. Hossain also expressed concern over remarks made by ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who has been residing in India after fleeing Dhaka. He claimed that her comments are harmful to the relationship between the two countries. Relations between New Delhi and Dhaka have been under strain for months following Hasina's departure to India. Amid the controversy over USAID funding for the political landscape in Bangladesh, government officials have stated that the US-based institution bypassed normal government channels to finance the controversial project. Speaking to ANI, Director General of Bangladesh NGO Affairs Bureau, Muhammed Anwar Hussain, said the funding was not recorded in government records. Hussain, who heads the government's regulatory body for NGOs, stated that they were unable to trace the $29 million mentioned by US President Donald Trump in their records, suggesting that it may have bypassed official government channels to fund the political project. Since assuming office, President Trump has cancelled a slew of overseas projects. Earlier in February, the Trump administration withdrew USAID funding intended for strengthening the political landscape in Bangladesh. The development came amid allegations of US involvement in regime change in Bangladesh in 2024, during which four-time Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was ousted following a nationwide protest.
Actually, as I told you before that Donald Trump said about $29 million. Actually, we didn't identify it. That amount has come through our NGO Affairs Bureau, because if they can tell the NGOs which NGOs is involved in this, then especially we can identify it. But overall, we have seen that this amount of dollar is not yet spent through our NGO Affairs Bureau.
18 years after the devastating 2005 earthquake, POK remains a land of broken promises and unfinished projects. While Islamabad continues to prioritize military spending, students in POK are forced to study under the open sky as contractors remain unpaid for rebuilding schools. A report.
The people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir have long suffered from systemic neglect, broken promises, and a failing administration. 18 years after the devastating 2005 earthquake, POJK remains a graveyard of unfinished projects. Thousands of children are forced to study under the open sky because the government has failed to pay contractors for rebuilding schools. Earthquake Reconstruction and Rehabilitation Authority and Disaster Recovery Unit have refused to clear dues, citing Pakistan's so-called financial crisis.
उनको तकरीबन 6 साल गुजर गए, वहाँ से पैसा न होने की वजह से पेमेंट नहीं हो सकी। इसी तरह पूरे आज़ाद कश्मीर के अंदर बहुत मुख्तलिफ स्कूल जो हैं वो अनकम्प्लीट हैं, बच्चे नंगे आसमान तले बैठने पे मजबूर हैं और पैसा न होने की। जब हम एरा में जाते हैं तो वो कहते हैं कि माली बहरान है पाकिस्तान के अंदर, हम पैसे नहीं दे सकते। पैसे न दें तो फिर स्कूल कैसे बने?
This crisis is not just about unpaid bills. It is about the systematic collapse of POJK's education and healthcare sectors. While Pakistan diverts billions of dollars into its military establishment and luxuries for its political elite, children in POJK sit on cold stones, deprived of basic educational facilities. Schools, hospitals, and maternity centers remain in ruins, yet the government shows no urgency in addressing these issues. Until the Pakistani government prioritizes human welfare over its military ambitions, POJK will remain a forgotten tragedy in South Asia.
The de facto authorities of Afghanistan, the Taliban, said on Monday that they had detained 2 British citizens, a Chinese American and their Afghan translator, in the central province of Bamiyan. The detention was confirmed by both the Taliban's Interior Ministry and Britain's Foreign Office, with the latter stating that the government was supporting the families of those affected. Identified as Peter and Barbie Reynolds, the 2 Britons had been running training programs in Afghanistan for years. According to their family, the couple has lived in Afghanistan for over 18 years, remaining even after the Taliban toppled the Ashraf Ghani government. According to the BBC, The Taliban has stated that it will try to release the couple as soon as possible. Quoting the Taliban's Interior Ministry spokesperson, the media report said the de facto rulers are taking a series of considerations into account, and after evaluation they will endeavour to release them soon. The Taliban has detained several foreigners in the past. While many have been released, 2 Americans identified as George Glesman and Mahmoud Habibi are still being held in captivity. A day after the Sri Lankan Navy seized 5 barges and detained 32 Indian fishermen on charges of crossing the International Maritime Boundary Line, fishermen in India's Rameswaram launched an indefinite strike demanding the release of all detained fishermen and boats. According to reports, on Sunday, over 440 fishing boats set out to sea from Rameswaram to fish in the Park Bay area when Sri Lankan forces intercepted 5 boats and detained their occupants, claiming they had crossed the maritime border. The prolonged dispute over fishing rights has been a long-standing source of tension between India and Sri Lanka, as both nations share an expansive oceanic border without clear demarcation. Fishermen from both sides frequently stray into each other's waters while fishing and often end up spending years in jail. Uttarakhand is a land of breathtaking beauty and rugged terrain. But beyond the scenic views lies a critical challenge: providing quality healthcare to remote communities. The Uttarakhand government has stepped up, turning this challenge into an opportunity. From free dialysis services to modern medical facilities in district hospitals, let's take a closer look at how healthcare is transforming in the state.
Uttarakhand, with its majestic Himalayas and rugged terrain, is a land of both beauty and challenges. Providing healthcare to its remote communities has long required innovation and resilience. However, the Uttarakhand government has turned this challenge into an opportunity by continuously working to strengthen healthcare infrastructure and services. The government has effectively implemented central healthcare schemes while successfully executing its own state-level policies, such as the Ayushman Bharat scheme, Atal Ayushman Uttarakhand scheme, and the state government health scheme, which provide free treatment and health insurance benefits to economically weaker sections.
ने अपनी मदर को आयुष्मान कार्ड के थ्रू एडमिट करवाया है, जिसमें निःशुल्क इलाज की पूरी सेवा है। ये कार्ड अप्लाई होने के बाद जितनी भी मेडिसिन्स हैं, जो भी सर्विस है, वो फ्री में, मतलब निःशुल्क सेवा है।
आयुष्मान भारत जो स्वास्थ्य योजना है, उसमें उत्तराखंड सरकार ने पहल ये की है कि जब से ये लागू हुआ था, उसमें हम लोगों ने यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन का कॉन्सेप्ट हम लोग लेके चले हैं। इसका मतलब ये है कि कोई भी व्यक्ति जिसके पास बेसिक राशन कार्ड हो, वो एलिजिबल हो जाएगा।
The government, in collaboration with NGOs and similar organizations, has launched a unique initiative to provide free dialysis services to those in need. This initiative not only brings quality healthcare services closer to patients, but also eliminates the need for them to travel to big cities for treatment. Significant efforts have also been made to modernize government hospitals. CT scan facilities are now available in almost every government hospital, helping patients save both time and money.
मैं यहाँ पे डायलिसिस करा रहा हूँ 2 साल से, और यहाँ पे सर बहुत अच्छी सुविधाएं हैं हमारे लिए, खासकर क्योंकि हम देहरादून में इतना वो नहीं कर पाते, खर्चा इतना सहन वो नहीं कर पाते, तो सर जब से यहाँ पे खुला हमारे लिए काफ़ी सुविधा हो रही है।
यहाँ हॉस्पिटल होने के बाद भी लोगों को बहुत दूर दूर जाना पड़ता था छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के लिए, जो आज की डेट में चंपावत जिला अस्पताल में लोगों को मिल रही हैं, तथा हर चीज़ की सुविधा यहाँ उपलब्ध है।
Through these innovative efforts, the Uttarakhand government is spearheading a healthcare revolution. The effective implementation of government schemes, the strategic use of digital technology, and the delivery of high-quality healthcare in remote areas are significantly strengthening Uttarakhand's healthcare infrastructure. These measures are not only enhancing healthcare facilities for citizens today, but also laying the foundation for a healthier future for the people of Uttarakhand.
2014 से पहले बीमार थी, आज हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में भी अभूतपूर्व रूप से विकास तेजी आगे हो रहा है।
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.